Welcome to Is It Beer Yet video edition. I am Matt, and this is part of our 13 beers for Halloween from neozaz.com, and we're up to beer number 11. This was the one that broke that 10 barrier and got me to 13 beers, because when I decided I didn't do an 11th beer, I was like, I am going to do 13, or see if I can do 13, because 13 is a much more appropriate number for Halloween. And the reason I did number 11 was because of what it's inspired by. When Halloween Horror Nights 28 announced the Carnival Graveyard house for this year's event, the idea alone was awesome. The name was great, and the description they gave sounded so much fun. And honestly, we're well into the event now, and it is fun. It's one of my favorite houses. Actually, there's a lot this year to love about this event, but it's a great house. It's so much fun. It's gorgeous. It is just, it's one of those houses that every time I go through, there's something I missed the last time I went. So there's always something new in there. So I'm really glad I made the name. And the point was, at the time when this announcement came out, I had 10 beers and 10 styles and 10 names I didn't want to change, which is funny because by the time Scary Tales comes out, as you've heard if you've seen that episode, I ended up changing one of the names. But at the time, I didn't want to change those 10 names, and I didn't want to change any of the styles. So number 11, which will lead to 12 and 13 very shortly in this series, but here it is. This is the one that started that ball rolling to get to 13. Now with that, it's a very simple beer. In fact, it's much like the Twisted Tater beer. In fact, it's kind of the same concept, if not the exact same concept. Having done this series, I've had a great time coming up with and brewing 1 gallon batches, and that's something I'm going to continue. I've learned a lot. I'm going to be able to learn a lot more, and particularly in styles and different tastes. And that's kind of where I'm getting at with this. This is a simple beer, and it's a one hop beer. It's not a smash ale. It's an almost smash ale. It's like an as-mash. I think I made the joke in the intro episode. It has the idea is when I finish this series, I'm going to continue, and the first thing I'm going to do is start playing with liquid yeast strains. And the first one I'm going to use is the Omega brand Tropical IPA yeast strain, and work on some tropical IPA styles. And something I've been reading is that New Zealand hops really lend themselves to that profile and that style really, really well. This has a single hop edition of a New Zealand hop. It's I believe it's pronounced Motueka Hop, or Motueka. I think it's Motueka Hop. I looked up the pronunciation and I saw, I think, Motueka on a New Zealand weather broadcast, which I would consider that a source more than the other one, which was like just a random generated voice on YouTube. You've probably seen those if you ever looked up a pronunciation of a word, but that's not what this is about. So this is a very simple beer. It's not a smash ale, which is something I've referenced more than once here. Smash ale stands for single malt and single hop. That's where the word comes from. It's not a single malt, but it is a single hop. And I want to see, it's my first dive into this New Zealand hop to see if there is that kind of tropical fruit flavors for a tropical IPA that I'm going to be working on in my next round of videos. And it's a fun way to play with beer and get to learn aspects about a certain ingredient, in this case that single hop. So with that, I don't have any videos or pictures of the brewing process. I thought, since this is kind of a duplicate of the Twisted Tater process, or Twisted Tater 2 process, I'll do something different. I haven't talked about how I made the recipes. I use a software called Beersmith, and when I made it, Beersmith 2 was the version that was out. It's now been upgraded to Beersmith 3. So the video, if you download Beersmith after watching this, it's going to look different style-wise, but the functions are still very much the same. So the video I have is from Beersmith 2. I'm going to run through the video of exactly how I made this beer, and you can see where some of these numbers that I've been talking about when I say that Beersmith is calculating this, that, and the other thing. You can see where it comes through. So we're going to watch the video, and I'll narrate what I'm doing right now. Okay, so first thing we need to do, obviously, is add a recipe, which I do here. And I type in that clever name, Carnival. And it's going to be an all-grain beer. And I do have a profile for my 1 gallon batches. As I've explained, I do 5 gallons, and I can scale this down. But since this is a 1 gallon, and probably one I won't make again directly, we're going right for 1 gallon. So I'm going to start with a base malt. So we're going to use 2-row pail, and we're going to put in 2 3/4 pounds, which is 2 pounds, 12 ounces. And then this is where it's no longer a smash. It's an as-smash. It's almost a smash. I'm going to put in a little crystal malt, 10L crystal malt. just 2 ounces to give it a little more color and just a little more flavor, maybe a little body. And then some carapils, again, for body and for head retention. And now we get to the hops. So the Motueka, which I already forget how to say as I'm watching this video, we're going to start off and see what its bittering profile is like by putting in a 1/4 ounce right at 60 minutes. And then we're going to go for the flavor and aroma profiles in the later editions right now. So another 1/4 ounce. We're going to put that in at 10 minutes. Then the next edition, again, all the same hop, going to be the rest of that package. We're going to go get a 1 ounce package and put that 1/2 ounce, that full 1/2 ounce in at 1 minute. So the other additions I put in my batches, I put in Whirlflock tablets for clearing, and then we're going to put in the yeast profile to kind of see what our numbers look like for the beer in the end here. So taking a look, we're going to get just about, what is it, almost 46 IBUs. It's going to be a little bitter, but not super bitter. Color is going to be a gold color. That's where the SRM comes from. And I'm trying to find what style it matches in here, but I don't think I actually ever find the correct one. It says the estimated ABV is 7.5. That's probably a little high. I will say my 1 gallon numbers when I build them from scratch are a little high on this software. It's more when I build a 5 gallon batch and scale down that I actually get numbers that seem to match my hydrometer. So let's say this is probably like 5 to 5.5%. And that is how I built the recipe. So obviously mashed, brewed, fermented, chilled. Well, chilled, then fermented. Then what did I do? I cold crashed, pitched, somewhere in there. You know the steps. This is episode 11. If you haven't seen the other 10 episodes and you want to know how it was all done, go check one of those out. Let's get to, I would love to say I didn't forget about the label, but obviously I picked up you saw me pick up the bottle, but I forgot about the label again. I got 2 more chances to not forget about the label. All right, the Carnival logo. This is based after the Carnival Graveyard logo for their haunted house, and I'm actually really proud how I didn't duplicate it exactly, but it's pretty darn close. I'm not a graphic designer, so I'm really happy about this. Even the way the R and the A are crooked, that's how it is on their logo. So pretty simple, and like I said, I took almost a middle road. If I would have put 5.25, that was my guesstimate for the ABV, but I put 5.4 on there. So over on the left-hand side of the label, it says, "What you leave behind. Over 30 decades, the Carnival was abandoned. One day we decided to urban explore this relic. Lo and behold, look what we found. The Carney's hidden beer stash. Outside in the heat, rain, and humidity. Owned by Carney's. What could possibly go wrong here?" And then my serving suggestion is pour in the glass and use rubber bands to fix a tilt-a-whirl. I was about to tell you what that reference is, but if you know what that reference is to, post it in the comments. Because it's obscure, and I would be curious to see who got that reference. Okay, on the other side of the label, a classic, simple, straightforward ale, a pale malt base with just a touch of light caramel malts. Oh, I really thought I was on the way to getting the right label. I missed a word there. It should say to enrich the color and malt flavor. I don't think we're gonna have a label that's not messed up. Actually, there's one, and you'll see why when we get to it. And, well, lo and behold, if I even had the 2, my hopes were dashed because this was what I was going to do. Classic Cascade hops are added throughout the boil for just a thread of bitterness to this easy drinking smooth ale. That is true. I was going to use Cascade hops until I decided I was going to continue this series and wanted to see what the New Zealand hops were like. So there you go. That label was doomed from the get-go. All right, let's get to the fun stuff. Let's see what it tastes like. Let's see if we got a hiss. You got a hiss. I'm not very good. I still haven't found my Neozaz bottle opener. I like the way that really cracks open the side of the cap and you get a nice, really good, strong hiss. So I have another bottle opener like that, but I'm trying to find that. I may just get that for the last 2 episodes so I get that hiss. Anyway, a little activity in the neck. So we should have some carbonation here. Let's see. It can't possibly be as good as the VAM IPA though. No, it's not. It's not bad. It's not bad by any means, but that VAM IPA. Holy cow. All right, so the exact color I expected, gold color. It's quite effervescent. And the other ones may have been as well. This one's just easier to see because of the gold color. A little hazy. I don't know if that's chill haze or just because I didn't find this one either. There's not really much to find out of this, so it might be just chill haze, which you can find out as well. I don't think it's too don't think it's too much sediment at all. It's probably just proteins from the cold. So let's get to really what I'm looking for. I know what the malts smell like. They smell like beer. I want to know what that hop smell like. And that's quite pleasant. So I can see, okay, if I give one single descriptor, it's tropical fruit. It's not fruit punch. That's a little sweet, but it's tropical fruits. That's exactly what I expected from the descriptions. If I get a little more specific, it's kind of a tart tropical fruit. It's like there's a hint of pineapple, some mango, which those two aren't necessarily. Well, pineapple's a little tart, mango's not, and something else. It might be. I'm not well versed apart from apples, oranges, and pineapples and watermelon. Is watermelon a fruit? I think it's a fruit. Yeah, that's a fruit. And cherries. All right, maybe I know more fruits than I thought. I don't know exotic fruits, so I don't have experience with the aroma. I should before, and that might be something to consider when I do my next set of projects. But definitely tropical fruits, and not from the fruit punch standpoint. It's like when you buy a artisan juice and it's not sweet and it's kind of got that a little bit of tart, little bit, maybe even a little bitter and a little sour. That's exactly what this smells like, along with the beer aroma from the malts and the yeast. It's actually quite nice. I'm curious what it tastes like. Let's find out. Wow. Okay, that's for one malt. That is, or I'm sorry, one hop. That's a lot of flavor, a lot of good flavor. It's fruity. It is a tart fruitiness, which is strange to say tart when it's not a sour, and it's not burning like a real something that was specifically tart would do. It doesn't have that kind of tart, whatever makes the tartness. I think it's a I don't know what it is. I'm just going to speculate and realize I'll sound really stupid, or rather just sound stupid and cut myself off. But there's a definite tropical fruit flavor to it. The pineapple is not there. Maybe some mango if I'm really, really trying to search for a flavor. There's a whole lot of citrus in there that's not specific orange or grapefruit. Just kind of that, again, more of I go from tart and I say a little acidic, and I mean acidic in taste, not in feel. That's a really interesting hop. That's really good, and I'm really curious to test out some of the other ones that have been suggested by brewers for the for tropical IPAs, because that is definitely one I'm going to be using in at least one, if not more. I think I'm going to be doing 4 out of that particular project, and it's actually amazing how complex one hop is, and it's not I don't know the history of it. I don't believe it's like a hybrid hop like a Mosaic or a Falconer's Flight 7Cs where it's made of specific other hops. This one is, I believe, its own its own rhizome, or not rhizomes, what you grow. I believe it's its own hop. I could be wrong, but it's really complex for one single hop. This is just that hop, along with the kind of just the solid base malt. That's a damn fine beer, taste-wise, and I owe that to the hop. I mean, I'm happy I brewed it, but really, I mean, you saw the recipe. There wasn't much to it. That's hats off to the hop. Man, that is good. I think I know someone that's really going to like that. So, man, that's more than half of these episodes have been you watching me drink because I don't want to put it down. I'll put it down and enjoy this later. I think we can call that 8 for 13 at this point because that is good. That's the second time I've done a hop. I did do a hop smash ale, straight smash ale. I love the hop so much I made it again. I'd make this again. And in fact, I'd go ahead and put that 10L in there just because I like what I have here. Yeah, that's really impressive when a hop can deliver that much to a beer like this one is, and that one I had done before. So that is a good hop. That's a good beer. So yeah, giving that a point, as I just said, 8 out of 13. So all right, let's wrap this up. Okay, we'll be back tomorrow with beer number 12. If you're new to the show, into the page or the channel, please subscribe. Hit the, I don't know what I'm pointing at. I see other people pointing at it, and I don't know what I'm doing. Point at, there's a bell somewhere. That'll tell you when other episodes are coming out. 2 more in this series, but then I'll be back with some more videos, but putting the cart before the horse on that. So questions, comments, suggestions, please put them below. I'll answer them as fast as I can. I'll be back tomorrow with beer number 12. So until then, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in that next episode.
Thank you for watching Is It Beer Yet Video Edition. Is It Beer Yet is part of the neozaz.com Internet Entertainment Network. Visit neozaz.com for all our podcasts, including the original Is It Beer Yet Home Brewing audio series. Follow our social media pages for more on this project and all the beers and brewing we do at neozaz.com. We're Neozaz Podcasts on Facebook, Neozaz on Instagram, and at Neozaz on Twitter. If you'd like to learn how you can help support the work we do and get access to exclusive content, check out our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/neozaz. And you can always send us a message directly at the email address podcast@neozaz.com. Thanks again for watching.